We need to stop making excuses for this Smiley girl. I'm really getting tired of Suki trying to come be Captain Saver. I know you captain of the hoes, but we not Captain Saver.
What's up, and welcome back to My 2 Cent. I am Miss O, and she is
Charisma.
And today, we are discussing Baddies East episode 17. Everybody and everything ain't what it seems. Let's talk about it.
The opinions expressed in our content is for entertainment purposes only. We do not assume liability or endorse any of the third-party content used in our materials.
So we start this episode off once again with the burning question. It's burning, y'all. Is Smiley a fraud? Is it real or is it fake?
Hospital, and I just don't recall what happened.
Doctors are trying to take care of you and get your vitals right now, okay? They're doing some blood work.
If you don't cooperate, you'll have to get help and take it some way.
I don't want to hear.
They're trying to help you, Smiley.
I can't really drink.
What did you drink? What did you take today? You didn't take anything else?
No.
Only how many shots did you have?
Like 7.
7.
We got some new evidence this time. What you think?
I believe she faking it all. Now, last episode, I did say, she ain't faking y'all. But I've been hoodwinked. I've been told ya. I've been all that. Because what person in their right mind, when you go to the hospital, and be like, she didn't want them to take her vitals. She didn't want them to do nothing. She told me, get me out of here. This is hell. This is not a good place. That's what she said. I didn't say that. That's what she said.
All right, she
And
snapped
then
out
on
of it.
top of that, you previously told the girls in House B that you gonna make today about you. So I feel like she came up with a plan. This was her plan. I'm gonna make the next day about me by, I know that I'm not supposed to be drinking alcohol. I know that I have seizures frequently. I did tell y'all last episode, I believe she popped the bean, if you know what I mean. So with that, if you know anything about that, you're not supposed to mix pills with alcohol, and she knows that she already has seizures. Now, I know y'all see all them side effects, and I'm pretty sure on whatever pill she mixed, side effect was a seizure.
Right.
So with that, I feel like to make that day about her, she was going to trigger her own seizures. And that's what I believe she did. And it backfired.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much for me, the hospital scene sealed the deal. Like you said, you don't want them to take your vitals, take your bloods, no blood work or whatnot, because when they do that, they're going to see if the alcohol, they're going to see anything and everything else in your bloodstream, and the gig is going to be up. So I feel like that really illuminated the lie that was shining over Smiley. And then the other thing was, I did notice when she was in the hospital, or actually before she got to the hospital, she kept saying, in her confessionals, I don't remember anything, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. But then when that doctor said, well, how many drinks did you have? 7? But you remember that. But you don't remember nothing, but you remember that you had 7 shots. So girl, come on, stop playing. Stop playing with folks' time and money. You know damn well what was going on. Like I said in the last episode, kind of like what you said, I believe that she was intoxicated to a certain degree, but I do feel that she was coherent enough to give us a show. I feel like, and there were little clues that were dropped prior to this whole thing happening. Like you said, she told the lady, the girls that it was going to be a movie. It's about to be a movie, the Baddies, and she's about to turn up and, this, that, and the other. So I just think, like you said, too, it got out of hand. I think that she thought that they were going to feel sympathetic for her. And when they didn't, she said, let me turn it up a little more. Oh, they're still not feeling sympathetic. Let me turn it up a little more. Still not feeling sympathetic. One more again. And then they left her ass at the hospital. And she realized this ain't working. So let me roll it back. But yeah, Smiley.
She's a fraud.
Yeah. So I think the gig is up. And pretty much it is up, because we do see also that Smiley leaves this episode as well.
Just walking into that energy
after what just happened, I feel like nobody got no respect. And since nobody me and everybody got so much to say and I'm lying all this, it. I'm gone. I'm out. Deuces. So if I have any words for the baddies, y'all better not find this bitch.
She exits stage left.
Yeah, because it was about to get dangerous for her. I feel
so?
like if she would have stayed in that house after all of that, like, it was already big enough with the miscarriage, and then you still in the chain, and now you see, girl, you have no limits. Like, where's your cat? What's gonna stop you doing anything for a moment?
Right.
That's gonna make other people upset, and it's anything with a group of girls and they all catty like that, it can get dangerous. I just know that for a fact. It can get dangerous, and they was already not respecting her. On top of that, like Scarface, E.T. pour that liquor or water on her. People just filing off on it. They don't care. And like, I'm happy, like you said, it's no respect here. No, it's no respect for you here, because they're not respecting the tactics that you're doing. But she was done for turning around too after Natalie told her, "No, come back."
Right, Tasika said go, and then Natalie convinced her to come back to take some more abuse. That's
why I said. At this point, she wanted it. That's how I feel.
I think too. I think it was a good idea too on Smiley's part, because I think that she did feel like at this point, nobody is my friend. And at the other point, she kind of had people kind of on the fence. Like I said, I think Tasiki, like I said, was one of the ones who was kind of trying to be her friend, even though in confessionals she sounded like she was not a fan. But I think that she was one of the people that was kind of on Smiley's side to a certain extent. And then she saw in that restaurant that I don't have any friends here. I got straight enemies, and we in a whole nother country. And this ain't happening for me.
They was gonna whoop that hoe.
Right. And too many people wanted to jump on her, and she had no alliances. So I understand that it was time for her to go. Her exit was kind of whack, but
farewell.
But you know what? She did what she came to do. I said it from the very beginning. Like everybody says, Smiley was a clout chaser. She just wants that exposure. And as we can see, she's online all the time. She's hobnobbing. She did what she came to do, and that was to draw attention to Smiley and see who she can latch on to and take herself to the next level. And I think she's gonna do it to a certain degree. It ain't gonna be great, but she's gonna do it.
I feel like me being on Baddies, I think it's gonna open more doors.
All right. So also in this episode, we see that Nat and Scotty get into it.
You run game. You think you're playing?
I'm not running game.
Bro,
That's nothing to even
let me show you why I've been here for 15 years.
What?
Hey. What?
Natalie.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I'm not.
Another one of them there moments. But it really ain't making sense. So the question I ask is, what do you think is really going on between Nat and Scotty with the bate?
What I think is really going on, I said it a while back. I believe they're girlfriends on the low. I believe they're girlfriends.
Allegedly.
I said I believe. I believe they're girlfriends on the low. And I also believe the rumors out there are true. About Lemmy, whatever, the CEO, whatever. And I feel like Big Nat getting upset. Stuff just ain't acting. Something ain't going how it usually goes. Stuff ain't flowing the same. And you know how certain girls get when they get a new little boo thing and this or another. Now it needs a lot of attention, if you ask me. And she ain't getting the same attention or same interactions from Scotty. And also, you kind of can tell from the last episode, we kind of touched on it, the tension between them two were different. Like, you could tell that they probably just had an argument off camera and they didn't want to bring it on camera. And they didn't really want us to know what the real issue is. Right. So they came up with this bull crap.
All right, because they were saying without saying.
Right. You know what you be doing. What she be doing, because we don't know. We want to know. Do you want to know?
Do tell.
Do you want to know?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know. What Scotty be doing?
Because we know Natalie be lying.
Right, because everybody said about Natalie. Scotty even said it, but it wasn't shocker. We know Natalie be lying.
Right.
But, yeah, they got a little, I don't think that's a real friendship. Whatever. It's a friendship.
It's a toxic
I don't know
friendship.
No friendship like that, but I do see couples that act like that. So that's that. Because every other time you've seen them before that last episode, Scotty's right there on the side of that.
Or I said,
sitting on the side,
it's a toxic
groom,
relationship.
this, that, or another. Clingy.
Yeah.
Clingy couple. That's what it was getting.
I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of like what you said. I feel like it does have something to do with the rumors. I feel like Scotty has upgraded her boo on Zeus, then upgraded to somebody that's higher than Nat. And I think Natalie sees some preferential treatment going towards Scotty that she feels some kind of way about. Now, I don't know if, like, I think Natalie said something about Scotty was the first person to get her food. And to me, I felt like that was like one of those the icing on the cake type things, you know?
Yeah, because you know what I know is about Natalie. Natalie was one of the people that I gotta go first. I'm just saying that whenever they get off a bus or something, when it's her house, she's always the first one to come out.
Right, because this is her show.
Yeah,
and she says it all the time. You know, this is her show. Y'all work for me. This type of thing. And, oh, wait a minute, I don't have a plate, and Scotty's on plate number 2. Number 2,
you're playing with my time.
Right? She wasn't feeling that, and so I think that it was, like you said too, there's already some tension there, probably prior to them coming, and just that plus alcohol. You know, Scotty getting her food first, plus the alcohol, just made it over the top for Natalie. But once again, Natalie is a moment seeker. She made more out of it than it needed to be. She's always over the top.
Natalie's a moment seeker.
Yeah,
she's a moment creator. She's 15 years in the game. I'm gonna tell you. While I'm 15
out.
You saw Roy was like,
dang, like, she was spitting that out. Like, I'm like, why you yelling at Rolly? You talking to Scotty? But yeah, I just felt like it was one of those Natalie moments, overdone or whatnot.
Yeah, it was about time. She ain't had no moments since Camilla.
Right, because during this whole season, it wasn't about Natalie. Because even when you look online and look at the different hashtags and see how many posts or how many things are about this person, like last year, her numbers were huge or whatnot. But this year, Natalie Nunn ain't really getting none, and as much attention as she usually gets or whatnot. So I think she's feeling some kind of way about it, definitely. But the fight was interesting as well, if you want to call that a little fight, a little scuffle, a little tough or whatnot. But I'm glad Scotty did get that kick in because Natalie deserved it. Deserved it.
She scratched her neck up.
Who, Natalie?
Yeah, Scotty's neck was scratched
right.
up.
It was all red and scratched up or whatnot. Right. And I think too, Scotty's like, I'm tired of you putting your hands on me, for a moment type of thing or whatnot. I'm glad.
Season.
But I'm glad that Scotty did try to stand up for herself. It was a little weak, but it's a start. Definitely a start. Kudos to Scotty for doing what she needed to do against Big Nat because,
Big Nat trying to keep her home in line. That's what she's trying to do.
Now, break free. Hey, if the vibe ain't vibing, vibe on. Or not, don't be mad because she got a bigger bed now. She's in. Leave her alone.
What is going on? Y'all are best friends, but I hate it when y'all fight. It's very hard to watch.
All right. So we round this episode off with Suki. Suki had a conversation. Suki felt some kind of way about some things here. Suki decided to go against the house when it came to Smiley.
Bro, you was corny as fuck for doing what you did. I'm gonna drink on her. She got a fucking
After E.T. poured the water on Smiley, Suki felt some type of way about that.
What you want to do? I'm not about to hit you, Suki.
Do you feel? Are you on Suki's side? do you feel what Suki was saying? What she was trying to say?
Was she wrong? Was she right?
What you think?
I believe Suki did the right thing. Suki stand on business, stand on principle, and don't care who's with her or who's without her. She gonna say how she feel, and what's right is right, is wrong is wrong. And with the situation, House A was already being mean girls. Now, House B no longer cares for Smiley. So House A and House B on one person on Smiley. Suki doesn't even care for Smiley no more. But like she saw what they was doing was like it was no humility.
It was just wrong.
And it's like, okay, this is too much. Y'all can't be doing that. So I'm happy that it was one person in there that was able to stand on moral principles versus just being like everybody else, a bystander, or just joining in. Because when it's a group of people not liking one, that's when stuff really get dangerous. Like people go overboard, all that energy and adrenaline pumping, and it's like, hey, look what you're doing. Look what you're doing to one person.
All right, and I felt that. I felt like I'm glad Suki is not with that bandwagon mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she felt I'm a stand alone on this island. You know, and face whatever comes my way.
It was funny. She's like, I don't even like y'all. I ain't even F with y'all.
The littlest person in the building with the biggest ego, biggest mouth, and you know, got that pull. And I commend her. And I felt her. I felt like Suki was trying to say that at the end of the day, Smiley's a person. She's a mother. She's a woman. She's a human being. You know, and just because you don't like this person, it doesn't give you the right to put your hands on her, put your drinks on her, put your plate on her. It doesn't give you the right to do those things to her just because you don't like her, because it can easily flip, and one day you'll be in that situation where people don't like you. You don't want somebody coming up to you that doesn't like you and just doing whatever they want. You know, it's one thing to talk about a person, to say crap about a person or whatnot, but I feel like
to violate them.
Right. At this point, they were getting disrespectful and more physical, and for no reason. Like, you got everybody in the house wanting to fight you. You have zero alliances or whatnot. So
even though she brought this upon herself, it's still not right. Yeah.
Right. As I'm saying, there are people out there that are just not likable people. Still does not give you the right to do what you want to that individual. And I think that's the principle that Suki was trying to stand on and get people to see.
Right, like she was saying, she's a mother. She
her son is watching this.
She's like, she doing this. She ain't sticking up, so she ain't saying nothing about it. And I was just looking like, Nally is really a mean girl, but she's really like a pack leader too. So I'm like,
now what pissed me off though was Anna Mac's little comment about Suki. She was like, I know Suki trying to be Captain Save-A-Hoe. We know she's captain of the hoes, but my thing is this. Does Anna have any kids? I don't think she have any kids.
No.
Right. You don't have any kids.
She's the youngest one on the set.
Right. So you don't understand what it is to have, like, to be a mother and have somebody else that's looking up to you. That everything that you do.
I got one thing to say about that.
About what?
Smiley knew she was a mother when she was doing all this stuff too. So I feel like you can't make me try to feel sympathetic towards you and you don't care about your own thing either.
No, I'm just saying, as far as the total disrespect, Smiley's out there doing wild stuff, but she's not doing stuff like to you. She's doing stuff to herself. She's acting a fool. She's not talking too much out of pocket to you all or whatnot. She's just acting a fool. And the way you all are reacting to her, to me, is just disrespectful. If you don't like her, don't mess with her.
That's what she's saying. So she was like, the girl lied, so what? She's going home. So
right. My thing is this. If you truly don't like Smiley, then don't mess with her. Don't kiki in her face. And I'm just trying. Don't try. When Smiley come in the room, I ain't got no words for you. Until you straighten your act up, I have nothing for you. I'm not going to stoop down to your level or below your level just to deal with you. And that was the thing. I felt like on the show, it was a lot of fakery. It was people pretending to be her friend for 5 minutes and then running to confessionals and being like, oh, she's a liar. If she's all that and you don't like that, then why don't you stand on it and leave her by her damn self? Which brings us to the Suki and Scarface, where I felt I was proud that Suki walked over to Scarface and was like, you wrong. You wrong for what you did. Now, I don't like the fact that Rolly jumped her big ass up and turned the whole situation into something ugly. Because I just feel like Rolly is jealous of Suki. That's what the problem is.
I feel like, well, Rolly, she did what Sapphire should have did. You got to kind of think about it. We saw E.T. limping on the scene. Or limping in all since she's been in Jamaica, they've been assisting her. Right. Agara been assisting her, right? So if Suki was to pop off over there and she hurt, I see why. I kind of feel why. I see why Rolly got up.
Because you think she got it because
Suki was getting amped up. She getting more. They're going back and forth. They challenge each other, threatening each other. It's about to go left. And my friend can't really fight right now. Even though she's mad, I know she can't fight right now. She can't even walk around without assistance. So
I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like it was protecting her because she was.
No, I feel like that's
broken. I feel like she was. I think she doesn't like Suki, and I think that Suki was clearly still in this moment. Like I feel like, because if you think about it, when they was at that restaurant and Suki stole that moment when she was reading everybody, you should go home, and Rolly was just kind of sitting there, and then at one point Rolly jumped up once again and was like, hold on, trying to steal the moment back or whatever, but sit down, it's not your time, not your moment, you're not Suki, not even close.
Now I agree with you on that, because I remember saying, if you go to our episode 3 review, this when Suki first came, and I said, look how the way Rolly is looking at her. Suki, now I broke down why I believe Rolly's looking at her like that. Y'all bringing somebody else on this show that's possibly can take a spot for me when y'all know I'm trying to be Nat number 2.
Not gonna happen.
And y'all know I'm supposed to be working on the show or whatever.
Not gonna happen.
Have my own show, and y'all bringing somebody else up in here that's possibly could take away from me. Right. So I believe it probably was already there. And the animosity. And another thing about Rolly, like, people might not like Rolly, but Rolly ain't scared of nobody. She gives everybody the same fair treatment. You pop off, friend, foe, executive, not executive, you will get popped on. You'll get swung on. So that's one thing I would say. Rolly is consistent when it comes to her principles. Okay.
Well, this consistency on this show,
but
they want to write her ass
like
off.
I said last season, Rolly stood up because she said, "Don't threaten." Rolly doesn't like when people threaten people. Now that's how her and Stunner Girl fought on the sprinter when they first met each other.
Who the Stunner Girls threatened?
Stunner Girl was threatening to get the whole bus shot up. She said, don't threaten to shoot nobody up here because I'm up in here. Don't da. She said, I'm not talking to you. She said, just don't be doing that.
Rolly is probably you. Who the hell is Rolly? They got threaten you and everybody around you. What?
And that's why Stunner Girl proceeded to play patty cake on her face. She said, with her feet. So
I'm about to hit you, Suki. I know what's in your contract. I know what's in your contract. Leave. What's up? Go ahead. What's up? Leave. What's up? I don't want you to be. But you're not about to threaten nobody. Yes, I will. No, you're not. I will. No, you're not.
Don't threaten us with a good time, bitch, because we'll beat your ass right here.
No, bitch, you cannot respect me, ho. Because you big, bitch. Back up, ho. Pussy. Back up. You're pussy. You don't even want to fight, bitch. But you're not swinging, though. What's up? Ooh. Get her.
I guess we're going to see how the fight really went down. But from what we saw, don't like how it went, which brings us to Sapphire. Now, Sapphire was brought on the show to be, I feel like, Suki's
bodyguard,
right? Her ace boon coon. What I can't do, you are supposed to do. I know, because Rolly kept saying, I saw your contract. Pretty much to me, she was saying, I know we can't touch you. But if Suki touches somebody, then contract is broken and it's on. So I think that's the reason why Suki was like, I touched you. Yeah. It's on the popping. And Rolly was full force ahead. But I feel like during that whole conversation, the whole time that Suki was on her feet, Sapphire was weak as hell. Weak as hell. Even her little, hold on, stop. Her little getting in between was weak. It was whack. Suki is this little. If you really wanted to stop your friend from what was getting ready to go down, I felt like you could have picked Suki's ass up and carried her off and outside the door if you wanted to. I just felt like Sapphire at this point she doesn't want to draw a line. She doesn't want to draw a line, period. She wants to be on both sides of the fence. And Suki is like, no, bitch, it's a line right here. You over here with me or you over there with them. And I think, Sapphire, you chose the wrong side of the line.
That junk bold, because Sapphire, like my theory was confirmed before.
Your theory was confirmed.
Yes, I said, Suki only came on here to bring Sapphire on here because her friend wanted to get on. Right. Why? Sapphire was on Love and Hip Hop with her. And she put in her post, she said the only reason y'all seen her on here is because they said Suki was an incentive, pretty much. Sapphire can get on the show only if she brings Suki. So at this point, I'm putting you in position. These hoes wilding, have my back. You ain't got my back. She's nicer than me because I'll make sure you will not be here next season. And I'll be making sure everybody know we're done. But Sapphire, you picked the side and you picked the wrong side. You chose fame, I feel like, over loyalty. Because you don't know none of these girls. And you can see from the beginning, from that when they first showed them and introduced them on the scene together, they were on two opposite ends on certain stuff. Like,
right, I kept saying that. They
you
don't
could
even
tell,
like friends.
Sapphire was like, she was trying to go with the flow to try to
be turned up, right?
Yeah, and it was just like,
Suki was like, I'm not about this life. I mean, I'm not about this. This is not what I'm about.
Right, Suki was tired. She said, you know, I ain't with that stuff. Come on. And then she was like, yeah, you don't be like this. Once she did that, I was like, oh, I would no longer have a friend at this point. we in the field right now, and I'm being left by myself.
Right. And I think this is the thing too. I think Sapphire didn't realize that if you and Suki band together, it would have still been a great moment. If you and Suki could have cleaned up, y'all, it could have been about the Coochie Girls for real, changing the whole narrative of the show. But instead of banding with your girl who you've known for the longest, right? Instead of banding with her and y'all getting together and making it about y'all, instead you band with some people that you just met, thinking that they gonna keep you on or put you on, just to find out that it's not gonna work. It would have worked better if you and Suki would have stayed tight.
Exactly, because Suki have shown and proven that she got her back. When it came down to when Sapphire fought Smiley,
right?
Suki little self was over there, get off my bed, get off my bed, swinging top and bottom, right? But Sapphire, that energy wasn't maintained at all,
right?
So,
right, that
disappointing,
right? I felt sorry for Suki as I'm watching it, and the camera kept going to Sapphire, like, look what Sapphire is doing, y'all.
Because they wanted us to see the fake.
They wanted to see clear. Like, this nigga, they not in alliance, y'all. Watch this. And was like, but we gonna see next episode how it all plays out. Either way, Sapphire wasn't there when she needed to be there, basically.
After E.T. poured the water on Smiley, Suki felt some type of way, and she said some threatening things to E.T., and this made Rolly feel some type of way.
What you want to do? I'm not about to hit you, Suki. I was in your contract. Good pussy. I ain't know.
It's just not letting up. Suki's not letting up.
My hands. I know my body. I know my body.
What do you think? Let us know. Drop your 2 cents below. See ya. Hey y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're messing with the vibe. See ya.